Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to Pancasila and Civic Education class with me, Kholifatul Fauziah. Now we are going to discuss about Muhammadiyah and Pancasila state. We have three learning objectives. Well, these are our learning objectives for today's learning. The first one is understanding the meaning of Darul Ahdi wa Syahadah, and then to comprehend the relations between Muhammadiyah and Pancasila, as well as comprehending the role of Muhammadiyah's figures. You must be so excited to elaborate on them. Let's start from Muhammadiyah itself. Well, Muhammadiyah was formed as inspired by Surah Ali Imran, verse 104. It is well known that this verse urges us to arise a band or a group of people, inviting to all that is good, enjoining what is right, and trying to prevent malfeasance, to attain blissful for ourselves as well as our country. The formation of this group of people is a way to objectify Islam as rahmatan lil alamin. Now, what about Muhammadiyah and Pancasila? As you can see, Muhammadiyah is founded in 1912. It means that Muhammadiyah was born 33 years before Indonesia. It means Muhammadiyah has a responsibility to take care of this country, such as the elder taking care of his or younger. Secondly, as mentioned in the fourth paragraph of the 1945 State Constitution of the Republic of Indonesia, this country declared its independence in order to form a government of the state of Indonesia that shall protect the whole people of Indonesia and the entire homeland of Indonesia, and in order to advance general prosperity, to develop the nation's intellectual life, and to contribute to the implementation of a world order based on freedom, lasting peace, and social justice. In another hand, Muhammadiyah was purposed to realize baldatun thayyibatun wa rabbun ghafur. In a glance, we know that Muhammadiyah and Indonesia shared the similar goal.
Muhammadiyah. Established in 1912, Muhammadiyah is popularly known as the largest modernist and reformist movement of Islam in Indonesia. The character of Islam promoted by Muhammadiyah are based on the Quran and Sunnah, not following certain school of theology, law, and Sufism in Islam, but learning from each of them and adopting the strongest position based on ijtihad, promoting religious reform and stronger emphasis on amal soleh, or good deeds. Inspired by Surah Al-Ma'un, the founder of this movement, Ahmad Dahlan, introduced four main focus areas: schooling, preaching, healing, and feeding. Schooling. Muhammadiyah introduced a new system of education and promoted a new medium of transmission of knowledge through publication. Muhammadiyah now has thousands of schools from primary to post-secondary schools. Preaching. Muhammadiyah is based on promoting good, forbidding evil. This is taught through various mediums: TV, Muhammadiyah TV, Suara Muhammadiyah, one of the oldest magazines in Indonesia history, books, and face-to-face dakwah. Healing. Muhammadiyah has introduced a new healthcare system and tried to reform the reliance on traditional healers. Now Muhammadiyah has hundreds of hospitals and clinics. Feeding. Dahlan forbid his students and followers to indulge in observing ritual, but neglecting an impoverished and marginalized people. Muhammadiyah now has 100 orphanages spreading all over Indonesia. Currently, the activities of feeding are implemented by MPM, Lazismo, and MDMC, with the beneficiaries are not limited to the traditional 8 asnaf, recipient of zakat, but also helping 13 recommended issues and 17 SDGs. Muhammadiyah's social and educational programs are humanitarian in nature, they treat all people equally regardless of social status, religion, or ethnicity. Muhammadiyah elevated the status of women by establishing a women's organization, Aisyah, in 1917. Religious reform continues to this day with the introduction of various Islamic laws, including fiqh on water, disaster, environment regarding minorities, fiqh on children, fiqh on information, and disabled persons. Branches of Muhammadiyah has been established all over Indonesia. It even has built educational institutions in Muslim minority areas such as Papua, Manado, and Flores to provide literacy and education for everyone. To achieve its goals, Muhammadiyah is supported by 7 autonomous bodies: Aisyah, Nasyatul Aisyah, Hizbul Waton, Ikatan Mahasiswa Muhammadiyah, Pemuda Muhammadiyah, Ikatan Pelajar Muhammadiyah, and Tapak Suci. The governing structure of Muhammadiyah is organized from the national until the community level. In the last decade, Muhammadiyah was able to expand beyond the boundaries of Indonesia by opening special chapters in 16 countries. During the Muhammadiyah Congress in Makassar in 2015, the concept of Islam berkemajuan, Islam with progress, was introduced. This promoted an awareness that Muhammadiyah are global citizens, living in solidarity with all humanity. This concept has directed Muhammadiyah to be active in conflict resolution and humanitarian activities in several countries, including Myanmar, Philippines, and Thailand. Muhammadiyah also plays important role in United Nations as a member of S.Sos.I. Started as a small movement in Kauman, Yogyakarta, now Muhammadiyah has been a century enlightening Indonesia and the world.
That we already seen with all its human resources and business charities, Muhammadiyah has become the sun enlightening this country toward prosperities. Now let's go to elaborate the term of Darul Ahdi wa Syahadah. In the 47th Muktamar Muhammadiyah that held in Makassar in August 2015, Muhammadiyah declared Pancasila state as Darul Ahdi wa Syahadah. It comes from Dar means home, and then Ahdun means consensus or agreement, and Syahadah means any evidence adduced as a manifestation of our agreement. Darul Ahdi means the state is our place for doing national consensus. Our country founded by all of ethnic diversity, groups, regions, political powers that agreed to found Republic of Indonesia. And then Darul Syahadah means the country as the place we feel in. Thus, when Indonesia was founded, all national elements should fill this country in order to become developed, prosperous, fair, and dignified country. Now let's go to the role of Muhammadiyah's figure, but before of it, let's highlight the point of Darul Ahdi wa Syahadah that we must contribute to Indonesia, as Muhammadiyah already feels the independence with the organization out enterprise, or what so-called Amal Usaha Muhammadiyah, means business charity in many sectors including preaching, education, health, and social welfare. It also develops society as the growth agent of the state. Now, who else is a Muhammadiyah figure that you know? Well, from Kiai Haji Ahmad Dahlan until Professor Haidar Nasir, Muhammadiyah has a lot of figures that has a lot significance point to Indonesia. Discuss this Muhammadiyah figure that you know with your classmate and take a lesson learned from their dedication to this country, to this ummah, and then to Islam. Well, these are our learning session for today. See you around in the next video. Still with me, Kholifatul Fauziah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.